All right, so this is the control room for the radio station that I am on, 96.7 The Eagle. And make our way over here. Here's our little corner of goodies that listeners have sent to us over the last couple of years since we've moved over here to the new location. Here's where I sit, whether it be during the morning show or like as of this recording, it's for what we call the radio auction, and we'll do a little bit of that for you guys. The computer over here on the left, that is what we call the on-air computer. That's going to tell us what's coming up as far as commercials, music, everything else. And yeah, we'll just leave it at that. That's what it does. As you can see, it's starting to make the change going to the next thing, which happens to be our morning weather. And then over here is our production computer. This is where we do our production. This is where we can edit the logs and add commercials, take out commercials, whatever. So that's what that all is. Down here is the board. You'll hear me refer to that once in a while. And this is where, you know, the slides over here. These slides here are microphones. That's the on-air computer slide. It's up, ready to go. And the last one over here is for our phone system, which right there is the phone system. A little outdated, but it's still there. And so this is where I sit. This is where I'll be behind the board, and this is where we're going to start doing our show. We'll put it that way. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the radio auction, the March edition, which means, Deb, we only have 2 more auctions to go.
Takes us to summer.
Yes, it does. So Deb and I are going to be here until we auction off so many certificates until we get them out of here. And these are the certificates I have in my hand that we are auctioning off today. So make sure that you guys don't go anywhere. Tune in. Tell your friends. Tell the family. Tell everybody that, hey, the radio auction is finally on the air, okay? All right, with that being said, we do have a set of rules we need to go through, so let's take a listen to the radio auction rules.
96.7 The Eagle will describe each item up for auction and will state the actual retail
All right, so
value of each item.
this is how it works. I'll sit here and I'm on the mic. Deb's over there on her other microphone, which I know I don't have her in the camera for some reason. She doesn't like that, even though she has the most views out of anybody on our channel with our cabin. Check out our Alaskan cabin video too, by the way, while you're at it. Anyway, so now we're playing the rules. Listeners are listening, obviously listening to that, and then once that is done, Debbie and I will come in, and I have what we call our bid sheets right here, and I will read the information, and then once I read the information, I'll hand them to Debbie, and then she's going to keep track of the bids and with their phone, with the caller's phone number, and that's what we do. So that's the radio auction, how it works. Now I'm going to just go ahead and let it roll here, and I'll do some more explaining as we go on. Okay? All right.
All right. So right now what you're seeing is both Debbie and I talking just before we go back on the air. Obviously, got to wear headsets because once the microphones are turned on to my left, see where my hand is on the mouse, right above them is the microphones, and boom, mics are on. So if anybody would walk into the studios right now, they would only hear just Debbie and I talking. They could never hear the callers, the music, whatever, because the microphones has muted the speakers inside the studio. Anyway, so with that, headsets are on. We're off and running. Debbie's over there. I'm getting ready to answer the phone. Notice how I'm sitting there and I'm talking and I'm explaining, you know, this is what we've got coming up. And over to the right on the production screen over there, I can see where the callers are coming in. And some of them, we've got their caller IDs, and I'm placing them on hold as we speak. And then, of course, Debbie on the other side. Now, what's happening is callers are calling in saying, hey, I want this business certificate. I want to place a bid. I want to place a dollar bid. Debbie would come in and say, all right, your bid is $36 and your phone number, please. The caller then in turns give us their phone number, and then we go on from there, one after another. I'll keep answering the phones. They'll keep, it's a bidding war with our radio auction. Most certificates, 98% of them are worth $50. Nobody can bid above $50, okay? So if somebody says, I'll take the next bid, which is $50, it's automatically theirs, okay? And then, excuse me, we'll do this throughout the morning. On average, we put out 4 certificates each, as we call it, the auction block. I'll read 4 of them, and then we will take phone calls. We'll take their bids. Debbie writes down the bids. Once we have at the end of it, and usually, well, no, I'm not going to tell you how long they go, because if anybody's watching, you'll get the idea of what I'm doing here and when we say it's all over. Now, what I'm doing now is I am holding up the next set of items that we're going to be auctioning off. While I'm looking that over, Debbie is at this point telling people, hey, this is who has won, and what she placed off to her right was an extra certificate that we did not sell. So I'm telling people, all right, if you want that certificate, we sold the original for $35. First person to call can have the extra for the same price of $35. Right now, I am reading the next items up for bid. Okay, and in front of me are the sheets with all the information of that business, all right, expiration date, as well as how much the certificate is worth. And then I will tell them opening bid's going to be, we'll say, $35. Okay? All right. So I got more to explain. Just tune in for this.
All right. So I thought I'd take a couple minutes. We were done with what we called the radio auction. And I thought, well, here's an opportunity. You know, I went through all this before, but I thought I'd give you an idea of what, I don't know, what it takes for me to get things going around here. I'm in this studio Monday through Friday. I do what we call the Morning Mayhem show. And for me, I come in and I have to gather sports, weather, also our show prep. Looking online for things. Maybe I read something, and if somebody has a paper, I don't know who reads the paper anymore, but we get this local paper up here once in a while. And of course, if I saw something on TV or even heard something from another radio station, believe it or not, we steal from each other. Okay, so it's a show prep. I get in here at 4 a.m. It takes me about 90 minutes each day to take care of all of this, okay? Also, I've got to admit that I and my partner, Joe and I, we are on another radio station. That's what I'm trying to spit out here. We voice track another radio station in Illinois, and we do it from this studio here in Indiana. So there is another hour that we have to add to our day, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I love being on the air. It just, to be able to prepare for that show, I take another 30 to 40 minutes to prepare for that show as well. So on the average, I'll get in here at 4, and by 6 o'clock, I'm ready to go, okay, for both stations, as well as other things that we get done around here and to take care of, small items, nothing major, but it usually takes the full 2 hours. Now, I'm on the air here in Indiana beginning at 5 a.m. every morning, but I'll let you in on a secret, it's voice tracked. In other words, I will record the show the day before, and it will play on this computer right here, and it'll play it back while I'm doing my other things. On this computer, if you remember, I said this is our production computer. It also tells us, for example, how many people we have listening online right now, along with our other radio stations that the company owns. Excuse me, our rock station, our country station in Illinois, and our 80s station also in Illinois. Then I can also, with caller ID, find out who's calling before they call in, or I can go here and text messages. All right, and we do receive text messages from our listeners. Ever since we installed the text message system, our phone system doesn't see as many callers. Everybody loves the text, and this is where we get it. For example, here it is. We haven't left yet, and this person, the following song request was received. This person wants White Horse by Chris Stapleton. Okay, so let's do that, shall we? So I'll minimize this. I will come here, and here is today's log, what we call the log. This is today's shows, okay? It's mirrored to this, all right, the on air. So now, being the time that it is, I'm going to come down to the time, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to set this up, and I will get this person their song, okay? I'm going to come over here, and we're going to go to the music library. We're going to sort by the artist and advertiser. We're going to reverse the order, and then I'm going to hit find, and I'm going to type in Chris, and let's see what we get here, shall we? Chris Cagle, nope, don't want Chris. Chris Jansen, nope. Chris Lane, nope. Chris Stapleton, White Horse, right there. I've highlighted it. Then I'm going to bring this over. Let's see, it's looking at my time here. Who's playing what? We got Hank Williams Jr. playing right now. So we're going to bring Chris Stapleton over, and we're going to put it, I'm looking at my time, we're going to put it right there. Okay, so I brought it from the file folder, music file folder, over to the log, saying I want it to play at this time. And what's going to happen is that whole log is now going to transfer to over here, and it already has, and already it's ready to go, which is coming up. What I've got to do is make sure that we've got it lined up properly. So I'm going to do this. Oops. We'll make sure it's locked in here for this listener. And there it is. All right. So they are set. Their song is coming up here in just a few moments. So that's another way I can get requests. I can get answers or questions that people ask us. We can answer them back. You know, from the days when I first started, it was by phone only. That's it. That's all we had. And today, it's amazing what technology can do. Also, we have up here, I can go in here, and I've got our comedy service. We do get some help from these folks here. I also will, excuse me, we have here for our weather forecast, our National Weather Service at our local airport. We've got that there. That'll be pulled up. If I want trivia for country, I have a site that I go to for country music trivia. So the internet is a huge help to us here, and I'm very, very grateful that we've got it. Let me tell you, very grateful that we have this. Makes my job a lot easier. That is for sure. Okay, let's see here. What else? Okay, I don't know what they're saying, but we got it. Okay. I'm sorry, I was reading that text there. Okay, so that's basically it. When we go on the air, we're going to turn up the mics. We're going to put the mic right next to your mouth here. Always talk close, and that's what we do. My partner in crime sits across from me, like Debbie did here today, and we just carry on conversations and we play music. That's what happens in the on-air studio. Okay? Now, this studio that we're walking into is our rock station. This is smaller than our other FM station, but this is all we have. And on this station, there is nobody live, okay? Everything is voice tracked in this studio. So even though we're on today and somebody's already on the air, believe it or not, as you can see, nobody sits. This is radio today. This is how they do radio, and your owners or your corporations expect the on-air people to record their Saturday show and Sunday show on a Friday. All right, so the shows are usually done 2, 3. They could even be a week out, and you would never know it unless the jock screwed up somehow by mentioning the wrong day or whatever. But anyway, so that's what's happening here. We've got basically classic rock on the station here. So like I said, nobody's here, but this is the station itself. All right. By the way, I come back into this studio because the same thing here. Just like the rock station, as I was saying, we've got somebody on the air now, but there is nobody here. Shows were recorded well in advance. Also, the only time we're live in here, there are 3 programs that we are actually, well, 4 if I count the radio auction. But during each week, we have the Morning Mayhem, which is my show along with my partner Joe. We are live from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Then from 9 until 10, we have what we call Tradio. Okay, that's an hour long. That's a live program. And then twice a week at 12:15 to 1, we have a program called Sound Off. That too is a live program. Other than that, as you see, empty chairs.
And to finish out the, video here, that's the studio, the Rock Studio. There's the 96.7, the Eagle Studio, where I sit behind the board, as I explained earlier to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really do. Small station, small staff. Matter of fact, this is my office, okay? The next thing we're going to see is the hallway to the station. And the final thing, we're going to see where the salespeople sit. Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.